September 2020. A video goes viral. A sleek, futuristic semi-truck glides silently down a desert highway. The Nikola One, hydrogen-powered, zero emissions. The future of trucking, apparently in motion. There's just one problem. The truck isn't driving. It's rolling. Nikola had towed it to the top of a hill and let gravity do the rest. This single piece of footage would eventually help unravel a $30 billion lie. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Trevor Milton founded Nikola Motor Company in 2014. Named after the legendary inventor Nikola Tesla, he promised nothing less than a revolution. Hydrogen fuel cell technology, semi-trucks that could haul 80,000 pounds with zero carbon emissions, range of over 1,000 miles, refueling in 15 minutes. Milton wasn't selling trucks. He was selling the future, a future where America's freight industry, the backbone of the economy, would run clean. Investors listened, the media swooned, and Wall Street opened its checkbook. But that promise was built on something else, and Milton was a salesman, perhaps one of the best of his generation. He understood something fundamental about the electric vehicle gold rush. You didn't need a product, you needed a vision and a PowerPoint. In 2016, Nikola unveiled the Nikola One at a lavish event in Salt Lake City. The truck sat on stage, lights gleaming, while Milton declared it fully functional. Pre-orders flooded in, 7,000 trucks, nearly $3 billion in reservations, on paper. By 2018, Anheuser-Busch had committed to purchasing 800 hydrogen electric trucks. Budweiser delivered by the future. The legitimacy was intoxicating. Then came the SPAC. June 2020, Nikola merged with VectoIQ Acquisition Corp., a special-purpose acquisition company. It was the height of SPAC mania. The stock exploded. In its first week of trading, Nikola's market capitalization hit $34 billion, more than Ford. A company that had never sold a single truck was worth more than a century-old automaker that sold millions. General Motors announced a $2 billion partnership. The future wasn't just coming, it had arrived, or so everyone believed. But buried in an obscure financial research report, a short seller named Hindenburg was asking questions no one else. September 10, 2020. Hindenburg Research publishes a report titled, Nikola, How to Parlay an Ocean of Lies into a Partnership with the Largest Automaker in America. The accusations were devastating. The Nikola One at that 2016 unveiling? Never functional. Internal documents showed the company had rolled it onto the stage, powered by a wall outlet. The promotional video of the truck driving, filmed on a downhill slope. The truck was towed to the top, placed in neutral, and pushed. A source inside Nikola confirmed it. The company's response? They admitted the truck was rolling downhill, but claimed they never said it was driving under its own power. Semantics as a defense strategy. It didn't stop there. Hindenburg alleged that Nikola had purchased critical components from other suppliers and presented them as proprietary technology. Inverters, batteries, even the hydrogen fuel cell technology Milton claimed to have developed in-house. Much of it was licensed, or simply didn't exist. The company had allegedly shown investors and partners false demonstrations, rigged screens displaying energy output while the vehicle ran on hidden external power. Milton himself had claimed on social media that Nikola produced its own hydrogen. They did not. He claimed they had breakthrough battery technology. They did not. He claimed they were building a nationwide network of hydrogen stations. Ground had barely been broken on the first one. The SEC opened an investigation, and the facade began to... In the chaos of billion-dollar headlines, certain people got forgotten. Retail investors, ordinary Americans who believed in the vision. One man in Ohio put $40,000 of his retirement savings into Nikola stock at $32 a share. He'd watched Milton's interviews, read the Anheuser-Busch deal, believed he was investing in the future of clean energy. By 2023, those shares were worth less than $8,000. He delayed his retirement by 5 years. A former Nikola employee, a young engineer who'd left a stable job at a major automaker, described the culture inside the company. Promises made in all-hands meetings, targets that everyone knew were fantasy. He left after 18 months, his stock options worthless, his career derailed by association. These weren't hedge fund managers. They weren't Wall Street speculators. They were people who trusted, who believed. September 20th, 2020. Trevor Milton resigns as executive chairman. He frames it as a personal decision, a chance to defend himself against the false accusations. The board accepts. General Motors quietly renegotiates its partnership. The $2 billion deal becomes something far less impressive. No equity stake, no Nikola badging on GM vehicles, just a supplier agreement. Then the federal government moves. July 2021. Milton is indicted on 3 counts of criminal fraud, 2 counts of securities fraud, 1 count of wire fraud. Prosecutors allege he lied repeatedly to investors, making false statements to inflate Nikola's stock price. He personally sold millions in shares during the peak. The trial begins in September 2022. Prosecutors present emails, recordings, testimony from former employees. The video of the rolling truck becomes Exhibit A in a masterclass on corporate deception. October 2022. The jury delivers its verdict, guilty, on all 3 counts. Milton faces a maximum of 25 years in federal prison. In December 2023, he is sentenced. 4 years, plus $125 million in penalties. The man who promised to revolutionize American trucking would spend the next 4 years in a federal facility. The stock that once touched $65 trades under $1. Nikola's market cap, once $34 billion, falls below $300. Trevor Milton continues to appeal his conviction. From prison, he maintains his innocence, claims he was a visionary targeted by short sellers, that the government didn't understand innovation. Nikola Motor Company still exists. Barely. It produces a small number of hydrogen and battery electric trucks, a fraction of what was promised. The hydrogen fueling network remains largely imaginary. No one went to prison for the enabling ecosystem. The SPAC sponsors who brought Nikola public collected their fees. The investment banks who advised the deal kept their commissions. The financial analysts who issued buy ratings moved on to the next hot stock. The SEC levied fines. The DOJ secured a conviction. But the system that made Nikola possible, that rewarded hype over substance, that allowed a promotional video of a rolling truck to justify a $34 billion valuation, that system remains intact, still waiting for the next dreamer with a PowerPoint and a very steep hill. Subscribe to Empire Omitted